TBK here, Turnbuckle King. We'll talk about CM Punk return. Who should he fight in his second run for the WWE? What future feuds we gonna have? Got more of that. Got a special guest with me. Stay tuned. All right. Thank you all for coming out. Red carpet ring in the house. I got Mr. Goodbread with me. We are going to go over CM Punk, each person that he will feud with in his second run WWE, fresh feuds of people he never faced before. So with that being said, we'll get into it. Before I begin, I got to introduce myself to everybody. I am the Turnbuckle King. All right. So, let's get going here. All right. It's Goodbread here with me. Appreciate
Salute,
him coming.
guys. How y'all feeling, guys? How y'all doing tonight?
Got a Flight Sports TV. Thanks for coming out, man. Spoke to you earlier. Appreciate you watching the channel and supporting what we do. But looking forward to doing some work with you in the long run. But we'll get together. But tonight we got the feud here of CM Punk. So we're gonna pull it up of each feud. So the first feud we're gonna discuss with CM Punk, being back. I know I'm missing something. It wouldn't be right if I had little sound along with it. So we do a red carpet race style. All right. All right. So now CM Punk, as we know, he's been back in WWE. Since Survivor Series, he had a great pop from the crowd. But we know that he's going to feud with several other people. Of course, Seth Rollins, the first one, as you see in the thumbnail. Um, that's the obvious feud that we're going to talk about, but there will be other feuds. Now, the feud with Seth Rollins, they had a very good, heated promo last night on Monday Night Raw, and it showed that they have pure dislikeness for each other. And like Seth Rollins said, he hates CM Punk. And my prediction, I see CM Punk, who also declared himself for the Royal Rumble last night. He's going to enter the Royal Rumble, win his first ever Royal Rumble, and like he said last night in promo, challenge Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship and win at WrestleMania 40. And I think it's going to be a great feud going in. Definitely great feud going in. I see this feud with CM Punk and Seth Rollins on the levels of Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, maybe even a little bit higher than that, The Rock and John Cena, 2011, 2012, 2013-ish. I see that happening. But this feud here is going to be on a personal level, and it's going to really showcase how great Seth Rollins can be on the mic and how he can work well with CM Punk and how these two can bring out the best in each other, not just promo-wise, but definitely in the ring. This is one of the feuds I do want to see. Before I do pass my good bread, salute to you, Mr. Approach Alpha Channel. You the man that works around the clock, literally around the clock. But yeah, appreciate coming out, Mr. Approach. With that being said, I'm gonna pass the mic to Goodbread, see what he think of this future feud.
Now, this one is going to be a good match. As far as the feud, I think that this is going to be the feud that proves CM Punk is a businessman and CM Punk is the bigger man in this whole situation. This that feud that CM Punk gonna let the little crybaby win, if you get my drift. Cause CM Punk will eventually defeat Roman. I don't think Randy gonna beat Roman. I think it's gonna be CM Punk that beats Roman. But he's gonna first let um Seth Rollins get his way, have his little wish. That's just me.
I'm glad you said that. Now, if he lets Seth Rollins get his win now, my question is, according, it's your opinion, will CM Punk get his win back later on down the line? That's my question. That's number one. Number two, I agree with the whole Roman Reigns thing. He did say, and I quote, "Don't forget who the OG Paul Heyman guy is." Was that an indication that he really wants to gun for Roman more than Seth because the Paul Heyman situation, a wise guy, and coming after Roman, and then his history, against his family, the Anoa'i, the Samoan family, also his feud with The Rock, back in 2013. Is it that history, that history of his family, and also the Paul Heyman comment? Is that what's going to steer him more towards Roman? Or is that why he will let Seth win right now and then may win later? That's my question to you on that one.
And definitely, you got to think about it. This is a good feud and it's a money match. But the money match is Roman versus Punk. Like, believe it or not, that is the money match. It's more money than this. And what a way to prove yourself. What a way to prove yourself to the guys in the locker room that you're not this egotistical maniac that everybody tries to paint you out, that the last company tried to paint you out to be. When you was putting people over in AW. But I digress. This is gonna be he's gonna prove it. He's gonna let Seth get his thing off. Like last night was a great promo between the two of
It
them.
was amazing, amazing promo.
And
Okay,
clearly
I'll
you
go
could
ahead.
see that Seth was comfortable enough to deliver that good of a promo with CM Punk.
Yeah, 'cause that's how you really feel about him. That was, they say, report that how we have producers for each segment for each match. There was no producer for this particular segment between Seth and CM Punk. This straight up was these guys going off no script and saying how they feel, right? And saying whatever they feel. So Seth really feels like he hates Punk. He really feels like this is not CM Punk's home; it's his home. This is like a real life thing. Like I said, a Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels kind of level. But one thing you did say is true. As great as that is with Seth, Roman is the bigger draw, and everybody knows that. That's why he been main event WrestleMania for seven times, going on eight next year. Tying Hulk Hogan. So he's the big money maker. And a question we always want to ask: will you rather see CM Punk with the World Heavyweight Championship? Let's be honest, he held that title before. We know it's a different lineage and different modification, but the World Heavyweight Champion, he kind of held that belt already back in 2008. I mean, he even mentioned his promo how he lost the belt when he got storyline kicked in the head by Randy Orton. That was the same title Seth's holding now, but Roman's undisputed Universal title, CM Punk's never held that title. He held the WWE title, but not the undisputed Universal. That would that seem like a bigger prize or bigger fish to catch for something you never had? Compared to the World Heavyweight title, you kind of held that title already. It was just a different version and different lineage, but the same title, the name of the title still reads the same, World Heavyweight Champion. So
Right.
that's why I kind of steer towards what you're saying. I kind of agree now because it makes sense.
Right.
It kind of makes sense for him to do that. You know, it makes perfect sense. So that's what I'm saying.
And KD understand too, like ain't necessarily Seth ain't necessarily guaranteed to be the champion come WrestleMania in the first place either. So they match don't necessarily gotta be for the title either. You know what I
You're
mean?
right.
You still got the money, Mr. Senior Money in the Bank running around here like he told him yesterday on Monday Night Raw in the back.
True, true. But here's my question towards that. Okay, we're headed to Royal Rumble, which is what, a little less than a little over a month away. How are you going to properly build Damian Priest as champion if he wins the belt between now and WrestleMania? How's it going to be properly built for WrestleMania? Wouldn't he need more of a bigger build, even though he's a tag team and he's still with Judgment Day? How would that fit into the whole WrestleMania season? How would that fit into there as a probable, champion if you just won a belt and you don't have no prestige? You know what I'm saying? Added to you being a champ, especially being it's your first ever world title. On top of that, that's the whole only thing I got concerned with Damian Priest. How can he how can they mold and fit him into WrestleMania season holding this belt? And he just won it. I've seen this happen with champions before. They win the belt, they put the belt on them, and they'll be around this time or SummerSlam or Royal Rumble, and they're not really billed as a proper champion, and they end up having a lackluster reign, you know, due to bad booking. That's the only thing my concerns with Damien.
That's true. Definitely true. I mean, Damien is a wild card because you can use Damien to keep both of these guys strong in their match. And I think that's what they're probably holding Damien off for. But in any event, CM Punk not gonna take the title off of Seth. You know what I
No,
mean?
I would like him to. I think some of the fans, maybe you guys in live chat, maybe will agree with me on that because I'm not a big fan of Seth Rollins as a champion. He's a great talent in the ring. He could cut promos. He said that last night, but he is not a very good champion. He has been a good champ since 2015 when he was with the Architect with the Authority. I'm just saying, he's not a real good champion. He's more champion as a heel, and I mean a real heel, not this tweener or a little bit of no. I mean a real full blown heel.
Right.
I'm just saying, yeah. I'm saying with Damien, if he's gonna cash in on this championship, it's gonna have to be built properly. And I'm trying to see how can they fit that in right now. I know Judgment Day is about to crumble. We know that, but I'm trying to see how can that fit into the plans. Because I don't want him to be listed as a weak champion. That's the only thing my concern. We've seen this happen with many guys, and I'll give you some names. Jack Swagger, he was a weak champion. Big guy, he was a weak champion. Let's throw another name out there. Um, let's be honest. The Miz, his first run, weak champion. He was overshadowed by the Rock and Cena. You know, Dolph Ziggler was a weak champion. Not a weak wrestler, but just a weak champion.
Hmm.
And I think it's due to the lack of being properly built. So I don't want Damian Priest to fall in the same, rabbit holes those guys did.
First of all, I think I think they just booked wrong. They just booked wrong. They got lucky. They got a lot of characters now. They got a lot of characters, strong pieces now, and I think the wrong person got Money in the Bank. I think that should have went to Dominique, and it's he's gonna be stuck with it. Damian Priest is gonna be stuck with losing that Money in the Bank. He's not either. He's gonna be a transitional champion,
Mm-hmm.
or he's gonna botch the briefcase.
Well, here's the thing. That's one thing that's never been done with the contract, and I said this to myself before. Me and you talked about this outside of YouTube. What for the first time ever? How about he lose the contract and just let it expire? I never heard nobody do that. Let it pass the 365-day mark. That would not make him look weak. He could get a storyline injury or for whatever reason he come back. They be like, hey, you can't cash this in. You passed the 1 year mark.
or
he will get.
let
Yeah.
him buy his way. Let him use that to buy his way into the next Money in the Bank automatically. He don't gotta
Oh,
do a
entry.
qualify. Yeah, he
You
don't
mean the
gotta.
entry? Okay.
And yeah,
Yeah.
another entry. He don't gotta qualify to get into the Money in the Bank. He automatically in.
Does that guarantee him to win the second year in a row? That's the thing. Will he win that year too? Do you see
No,
him winning that year, or just a possibility?
no. He just his name would just go in the hat. And no, he don't win that. I don't think he should win that next year either, because he's gonna be in the same predicament. His character is not. All right, before you got Cody Rhodes, before you got all of the names you got, back when he won that, okay. His character getting built a little bit more. You could see him as a future world champion. Right now, with the names that they got stacked, it's not going down.
I don't. I agree.
It's not going down.
My thing, wouldn't he be more fitted to like win the Royal Rumble or Battle Royal or another or Elimination Chamber? Do a guy that big, 6'5", 200 and what 40, 40, 50 pounds, does he really need a contract to get a championship opportunity and become a champion? Will he really need that to win that way? I don't think he does with his build.
And that's what if anything, if you tax WWE for bad booking, anything that will be the Money in the Bank contract. The last 2 years in a row now, and it's becoming a current theme. They have botched the booking of that because they have given it to the wrong person and then run into a brick wall of not being able to book the damn thing. That's just like last Money in the Bank with Austin Theory. That
Yeah,
he is no return from him. And then so many of these
no,
these bad cash-ins ruins careers. Like Baron Corbin he'll never be the same. I was shocked he didn't win this past Saturday, but again, Baron Corbin would never be the same. He's another one. You give the Money in the Bank um briefcase to the person that has put in enough work to be ready to catch that sucker in. You don't put it in somebody you got to still build, or you it could be, or you got the it's a short shot thing. Like for all that could be, then those are the people that you put in the final four of the Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? Those are the Iron Man of the Royal Rumble. You know what I mean? Those are still accolades, but those accolades still need another stepping stone before they go to the spot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and WWE, they haven't been doing that recently. They've been bugging.
yep, you're right. Salute to education over entertainment. Um, thanks for coming out. But yeah, I agree. I don't see what the big. I don't. I can't agree with you more. He's Damian Priest is gonna get lost in the shuffle. Bottom line, whether he lose the contract or if he do become champion, it's just the wrong. It's just the right place but wrong time scenario. Pretty much. That's to sum up what you're saying. It's the right place, wrong time scenario. You at the right spot, WWE, wrong scenario.
Yep,
Um,
I agree.
you got Cody, you got Seth Punk, you got Sammy, Drew McIntyre. I mean,
Orton.
or SmackDown. I mean Raw, just Raw. If you mean the whole
Uh-huh.
company, yeah. Now if
Yeah,
you mean the
right,
whole company, yeah, he's screwed. You mean Orton? If you want that Orton, LA Knight, Roman, yeah, you for definitely screwed. That's why I said, with a guy like him, does he really need the contract to get over? And like you stated before, big men have not done well with that contract. Baron Corbin, he didn't get it. Braun Strowman, he's another one. He did become
Mm-hmm.
champion on. He did not win off that contract.
Right,
He's another guy. Braun Strowman messed up. Jack Swagger years ago, he won the championship, but it did not help his career.
right.
So that hurt him as well. Um, I just don't get it, man. But that's the. But to sum it all up, Seth will be Punk because Punk is thinking long term business and long term booking, And Punk will also go on to face Roman. We'll get to Roman in just a second because I want to talk about the next person that Punk's going to feud with. And we could pick, let's see, we could pick Drew McIntyre. So let's see, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. Let's see how that will go, long term, short term, or long term. Let's see.
Now, I'll tell you right off the rip, I'm not too hype on this feud right here because this reads injury. This feud reads CM Punk getting put on the shelf, and we want CM Punk in action. We
I
want CM
agree.
Punk in action. You know what I mean? But again, the story is there. The story is definitely there. But do you see that size difference? And just CM Punk need to just
Look at that.
yeah, we need to cherish CM Punk. We need to
I
just
mean,
scale him back. We
yeah.
seen what happened in AEW.
And then exactly. And what would be the proper story between Drew and CM Punk? CM Punk even said himself, "What you mad at me for? What story would you be for me? Because you heard about me? How would they even have a proper build off this feud between CM Punk and Drew? Drew is 6'5", you know, very very muscular. CM Punk's what 5'10", 5'11", a mere 200, maybe 5'10" Is this really a feud that we would like to see down the line, or is this will be a one-off match? I think there'll be a one-off match. I can't see it be a long-term feud anyway. That's my synopsis of how that feud will go between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, you spot on right there. I could a tag team match with them on opposing teams, but I don't really
Yeah,
see a
one of
long term feud. It is no nothing in common.
them.
Yeah.
And then two, we see this already. Drew McIntyre has faced Jay Uso twice on Monday Night Raw, and it's been the same result. Drew wins. Despite I know he cheated because he put his thumb in Jay's eye. But honestly, to the fans, to the viewer, they're gonna see Drew as the winner regardless. Do we really believe a guy Jay's size, who is ain't that much bigger than Punk, a little bit taller, around the same size as Punk, a little bit taller, could that guy be Drew McIntyre? And the answer is no. It's the same thing with Punk. It's no different than Jay Uso situation. Could he really? And at least Jay had a story with Drew because Jay was attached to the bloodline. CM Punk, there's no story.
Right. It's no story there.
Yeah, so I don't see nothing happening with these guys. Now between Drew and CM Punk, no way. But that's our take on that one. We'll move on to the next potential feud. Let's see. Since I already mentioned, I'm gonna mention a guy that we don't expect to mention. Let's see. Um, like, subscribe at the Red Carpet Ring. Okay, we got Damian Priest, another big man. Let's see this feud: Damian Priest versus CM Punk. Um, if I were to sum up this feud, like Damian told, like we mentioned minutes ago, CM Punk will have to maybe defeat him for the briefcase to build some type of proper story. And like we said, David's gonna lose it anyway. He ain't gonna cash in. But to build a great story with CM Punk, we could have the contract on the line, and it will create a new record for CM Punk. The first 3-time Money in the Bank contract winner. No one's ever done that. Um, but this is a more believable feud than Drew McIntyre. There will be some type of story behind it, but they will have to keep holding on to the briefcase. And also, CM Punk could go for try to win a match against another star on Raw, and Damien Judgment they could cost him the match. And then like Damien, he instructed JD and Dom to do their thing last week. They failed. He could instruct them to cost Punk the match, and Punk could be like, "Yo, I got a beef with you, Damian Priest. You instruct these guys to screw me. Now I want to face off against you. Put your contract on the line, send your money in the bank. Put your money where your mouth is. You know, no pun intended. And I could beat you for your contract. You know, but I could see this feud happening, but it has to be very, very strategically thought out. Problem.
Yeah, in fact, I could see this being Punk's next realistic feud after the Seth Rollins feud. Of course, it's the writing is on the wall. He's gonna cost CM Punk the championship by trying to cash in, by by trying to use his cash in. Either that, or let's say CM Punk beats Seth, but Mr. Senior in the Bank, Money in the Bank, cashes in on CM Punk to take the title right off of CM Punk.
Yes, that can happen. That could definitely happen. That's why I say I see some type of story with these guys. I see something happen with them. They can have a proper story. Way more believable than Drew McIntyre. I can tell you that much. Way more
Mm-hmm.
believable.
Mm-hmm.
So I
I
can definitely
mean,
see that.
can you see three or triple threat for the WWE
Possibly,
Championship at WrestleMania?
possibly if Damien's booked right. If you booking him poorly, like I seen other Money Bank contract holders in the past, then no, it won't work. But I can see it work with Damien because Damien will be the only big guy in the triple threat match, and he could try to use his power and his size,
Mm-hmm.
to be believable to win. So I can see that happening. And I can even see CM Punk and Seth teaming up on Damian Priest at one point in the match to take him down a notch. That could happen too. And we know that happen with triple threats. They do what they can to take the big man down. In this case, it'll be Damian Priest. But
Yep.
this would be a very, very interesting feud. I can see that happening, believe it or not.
Yep. I can see this feud.
Definitely. Yes, definitely I can see it happening. Um, but that's the feud we have for Damian Priest. Damian Priest versus CM Punk. This will be a good feud down the line, most definitely. Now we got this is what we're going to heat up. This is what we're going to heat up. He's going to face against another superstar, another star that we want to see win the big one. Another guy. What's crazy is these guys never really crossed paths like that. Not that I know of. They never crossed paths all this time. And these guys, they've worked together in the same companies. I think we know where I'm going with this. I'm gonna pull it up right now. That's right, Mr. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, who was also in AEW, just like CM Punk, and who also was with CM Punk in his first run, when he was a younger Cody Rhodes, a part of the legacy, and then Dash and Cody Rhodes, and then Stardust and all that. No, he was Stardust after CM Punk left. But this will be a good feud. Cody versus Seth. I mean, Cody versus CM Punk. This will be a good one. I can see this happening.
Definitely can see this one happening, man.
And
Definitely,
this is
man.
what, and this will be a great. Now, the question is, with that I have, would this be um a face versus face match, or would this be a heel versus face, like CM Punk still being a face and Cody being the heel. How would they book this? Would this be a two baby face thing, or would it be a baby face first, baby face at first, then maybe during the feud slowly turn Cody heel because he keeps losing? Could they
All right.
shift that direction?
All right. Now, this is what we're gonna do with this one. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for this right now. We about to give you
Yes,
premium booking. About to give you some premium
like
booking now, guys. Cause the writing
all
is on the
right.
wall. The writing is on the wall, guys. Y'all remember it. Y'all remember it. What was it? Royal Rumble 89. You got they both in the Rumble, guys. They both in the Rumble. So now you got CM Punk eliminates Cody, and Cody loses his mind and goes heel. Cody turns heel, and now you book your story right there. That gives Cody a chance to take a break from the. I got to complete my story because Cody is some pieces in front of Cody now too. It's some new pieces in front of Cody that have Cody having to wait to complete his story too. Because you don't want Cody to complete his story and then he got to give the belt up too. We want Cody to complete
Mhm.
his story and then enjoy a nice lengthy run with the title. So
Yes,
you're gonna have to distract that story for a minute, and this is a good way to distract it because can only be one Royal Rumble winner. You know what I mean? It can only, and if they both in it, it's only gonna be one winner. So I think that's how you book it right there. You can have it
that's right.
accidental, you can have it on purpose, but one gotta eliminate the other.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. CM Punk costing Cody the Royal Rumble, and Cody just snapped. Now you said '89. What's that reference to? What? Who did go crazy in '89? Who
That
was in
was
that Royal
Hulk
Rumble?
Hogan. That was Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior. That was what started the WrestleMania 6 match, their famous
Oh, see,
WrestleMania
there we
6 match.
go. That is definitely classic. Facts.
And,
Yes,
and,
CeeLo, I agree.
and that was the first time we had the on face. I mean, that was the first face on face in the Rumble that had to like go at it, and Hogan eliminated the Warrior. And then I mean the Warrior came back for him at WrestleMania. But that was the first face on face feud too.
this can work. I would like to see this match. This is one of the top feuds I would like to see, other than Roman and Seth. This will be probably the third one in line. Then, of course, Damian and CM Punk. This is actually could work because you could have Cody cut a promo stating, "I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of story, and I'm tired of you fans not being behind me. You cheer for everybody else that I face. You cheer for Punk more. You cheer for me. Why should I try to do anything for y'all that he could be?" They say that it's better to be. I think Edge cut this interview maybe 10, 15 years ago. He said one thing that was important. This when he was on SmackDown, his prime years. He said, "Do you want to be the number two babyface or the number one heel?" And if it was me, I would rather be the number one heel than the number two babyface. Cody could be the number one heel with this man on the Raw brand, of course. He could be number one heel if he does something like that, if it's executed right.
Man, the timeline is there. It's there for the booking. Think about it. The Royal Rumble, and then it's WrestleMania. So CM Punk eliminates Cody, gets the match with Seth Rollins. We just said he's gonna lose that match with Seth. How do you keep CM Punk looking strong and giving Seth the win? You have Cody, who had just got eliminated, screw over CM Punk. And there you go. Cody turns heel, screws over CM Punk. Everything, all the chips align.
And then the whole term um, finish the story. When every story has a turning point, that will be Cody's turning point in the story.
Mm-hmm.
So that
Mm-hmm.
would actually work. That would actually work though. I definitely can see that happening. That would
Right.
definitely work. Hmm.
Because a lot of fans who's not thinking is gonna be like, just give Cody the elimination chamber, or give CM Punk the They don't. It ain't gonna work like that because we still have Randy Orton, we still have LA Knight, guys. We still
Hmm.
have those guys that need to main event the next night on Mania.
And then too, I mean, I know he's got a torn meniscus. Don't forget Sami Zayn. We saw the pop he got elimination chamber last year. Speaking of which, can't forget about Sammy. Sammy is he's really impressed me several months after Kevin Owens on the SmackDown. He's championship worthy. Believe it or not, Sami Zayn's championship worthy. Not right
Yeah,
now,
I'm
down the
about to.
line.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
down the line. He gonna need another one of those runs that he had with Bloodline. Because if his
Mm-hmm.
chance to win it was gonna really be, it would have been when he fought Roman. What was that? Royal Rumble.
No, elimination chamber this year, 2023.
Yeah, that's when he would have won it right there. That's when he would have won the gold. Because that was when he was. He was hot. He was hot, hot. Now
That's the
he's
highest I've ever seen Sami Zayn his whole
right.
career.
Right. Now it's kind of like the measuring stick for the good guys are Drew Mack, and the measuring stick for the bad guys are Seth Rollins. You know what I mean? If you keep getting beat and pinned by them as a bad guy, as if you keep getting beat by Seth Rollins as a bad guy, a la Shinsuke Nakamura, then you just not that guy. You're not gonna win. And vice versa. If you keep getting beat, you know what I mean? What was the other guy? What was the other name I gave you? It's
You
Seth.
said you said Seth. Yeah, you said Seth, I believe.
Yeah, Seth is the measurement stick, and Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre.
Two
If you can't get through Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre is not, we know, is not getting through those other big names, then you can forget about it. And Sami Zayn is one of those dudes, like main event Jey Uso, who is great talent, not taking that away from them, but they're just not that guy. They're not gonna see the championship, smell the championship for a long time, unless something major happened, bro.
You actually got a point because it's just the line is too long with the WWE. It's just the line's too long. Like you say, you mentioned Sammy back in the line. You gotta go through Drew and Seth, and I just don't see that happening with Sammy either. But like I said, that's why he's not listed in here because of the feud. He's not.
Hmm.
I don't see a feud with CM Punk as a top feud. I don't see it.
Yeah, nah. They
But
probably a team up. They probably a team up before they feud.
exactly. But I got another feud. This is the end of the Cody Rhodes and CM Punk potential feud. Do have another feud that's kind of steamy. It's going to be a hot feud.
Those of you that's new, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Also, set that notification so you know when we go live, guys. Thank y'all for
That's
coming
right.
out.
We got Kevin Owens. Now we know these guys have a real life feud similar to Seth Rollins. There are people, it's been said that Kevin Owens, him and CM Punk had a feud back with Ring of Honor. Um, that they had a feud with Ring of Honor. CM Punk reportedly told Kevin Owens about his physical shape, how he should improve his physical shape so he can improve his abilities in the ring. And then there's a little compromise there. Kevin Owens is friends with the Young Bucks. We all know back in AEW last year, Media Scrum All Out had the backstage fight with CM Punk. So we know some compromise there. CM Punk did cut a promo saying on SmackDown, who fights with people backstage. It's 2023. You can't be doing stuff like that these days. But this will be a very good heated feud. Kevin Owens and CM Punk. Um, I see CM Punk, of course, being the victor over Kevin. Um, Kevin would. If anything, Kevin could turn heel again after losing to CM Punk, or go heel in the process. He's another guy I could see going back, especially Kevin Owens, who's been heel majority of his career. So I could definitely see that happening.
Yeah, CM Punk is gonna want to stay away from a match like this though, because he said before, and that was the comment, one of the comments that got him in trouble with Kevin Owens. I mean, people that big shouldn't be doing moves like swantons and stuff like that, because you could really crush, your opponent and stuff like so. CM Punk, and at this stage in his career, being as fragile as he is, he gonna want to stay away from Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens do them bombs and shit like that. You know what I mean? Um,
True,
I mean,
true, true. Salute to the Bell 503. Thanks for coming out, bro. Um, Now that you said that, is there a possibility of why many people didn't want to work with Kevin Owens? Because Brock Lesnar reportedly did not want to work with Kevin either. Brock's way bigger than Kevin, so obviously he wasn't going to hurt Brock, but Brock couldn't be flexible with in the ring as he knows what other opponents do to Kevin's size, and he's not strength. Kevin Owens is almost 300 pounds. He's a good 265, 270, and he's, as you see, short and Punk, so he's very stocky. And I think Kevin's physical size, I think that's kind of helped derail the opportunities he could have had in his career. I think he could have been a champion much more, and he could have had better feuds had he worked on his physical shape a little bit better. It's like people don't want to work with him just because of that.
yeah. Now I'm not gonna totally dub the match, because we know that CM Punk can work with big guys. He got fired while in a feud with Samoa Joe, but
You know,
Samoa Joe style and Kevin Owens style are two different things. You got to remember, Kevin Owens is kind of a high flyer. He's a mid. Kevin Owens is dope. He got a real good move arsenal. He got a real good toolbox, and it's way different from Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe is more ground and pound and submission hold and slow the match. And you got to remember, Kevin Owens go to the top rope. You don't see Samoa Joe go to no top rope.
and Samoa Joe around the same size. He's actually taller than Kevin and around the same size. You
Hmm.
expect it. If he ain't doing it, Kevin shouldn't be doing it. That's the whole point. But yeah, I definitely see Kevin Owens having a feud with Punk, like you said, but his size is going to kind of really limit him. Like you said, Samoa Joe had the fighting submission style. Kevin Owens, you want to fly around like you 180, 200 pounds.
Like he
You're too
Jeff
stuff.
Hardy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what's up with that? I mean, that's not you, KO. That's just not him. Not at all. Not one bit. But that would be a good feud to have. And then of course we got one more feud that we're gonna mention, and we already know we mentioned everybody else, but we got to mention the big fish, the biggest fish of them all. And we all this is the match we all ultimately want to see, ultimately, and I think it'll
That's a
be a
fact.
great way. I think it'll be a great way to do it, and we all know where we're going. If you don't know, you're gonna know right now. The one and only Mr. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief. Acknowledge him. Even CM Punk has to acknowledge him. This is the feud we all want to see. Now, here's the thing: Roman, undisputed champ, 1,100 plus days. Roman Reigns, main event, main WrestleManias. He merged two titles together. He had Paul Heyman by his side, the wise man, got the bloodline, tribal chief, been running SmackDown for 3 years. He has beaten everyone that they placed in front of him. How can CM Punk be the one to beat the one, which is Roman? How can he beat him? How can he defeat him? How can he beat him with the bloodline, which is Jimmy Uso and Solo, watching over Roman's shoulder? How can he do that? Of course, it's going to be conflict with Paul Heyman. You can't forget about the history of Paul Heyman not only being the advocate for CM Punk or manager, but eternal CM Punk too later on. It's going to be a conflict of interest. How can CM Punk pass everybody else and be the one to be Roman? How's he going to do that with all that stacked against him? That's the question. Great. It's going to be a money-making match. No doubt about it. Way more money than any other match. How can he be the one, though? That's my question. How can he defeat all these guys?
He gonna have to work with Paul Heyman. He gonna have to bypay Paul Heyman. That's the weak. That's his key connection. That's his connection to the way in. He gonna have to buy Paul Heyman. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Not only I agree with you on that, but here's the thing: we can add this to the pot. Not only you have to pay off Paul Heyman, but to fight off the bloodline, he will have to work close with Brock Lesnar and say, "We got a common enemy in Roman Reigns. You got beef with Roman and Paul. I got beef with Roman. We could work together. We can get rid of that. You hold off the bloodline, which is Jimmy and Solo, which Brock know we could do it, and then it's Roman and CM Punk 1-on-1. Then he defeats him, and he ends the long title reign. Do you know how much money that would be if CM Punk beats Roman Reigns for that title he's holding, and he does also in the long reign, and he takes over with Paul Heyman? This is more of a Stone Cold Vince McMahon WrestleMania 17 when they shook hands. It's
Right,
kind of like that moment.
right.
This would be a money making match moment. This is a $1 billion moment. And guess what? Not only he beats Roman, he sends Roman away. Roman's already part time. He can send him away about his business. Similar to how The Rock was beat by Brock Lesnar years ago at SummerSlam. He went to Hollywood. That would be a great story with Roman. I don't know. That's my take on that. That's my take on that. I think that's how that story will end. It will be a great story.
Man, that's right, man. That's spot on. And yo, you recently, while we was off of YouTube, you mentioned a concept that shit was mind blowing, bro.
Yeah,
Can you mention that?
yeah. Now let's say CM Punk. Let's say he does try to pay off Paul Heyman. Let's say he tries to align with Brock Lesnar, but Brock Lesnar could double cross CM Punk. He could
Mm-hmm.
say, "I'm not helping you. Why should I help you win the belt that I couldn't even win? What do I get out of it besides you paying me? I'm Brock Lesnar. I don't need your money." And also, he could align himself with Paul still, but Brock could double cross him and cost him Punk the match. Similar to how he cost Cody the tag team bout with Roman and Solo on the night after the Raw after WrestleMania. So if Brock costs CM Punk the match, the big match on the biggest stage, we could have a proposed triple threat match. You know, who wins the title? Roman, Paul Heyman guy. CM Punk, Paul Heyman guy. Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman guy. Not only they will win the title, but whoever also wins could get the services of Paul Heyman. So Paul Heyman and that title's on the line. All three guys have some type of alliance with Paul Heyman because all three of them have something in common. When they held the title for over a year, whether it was CM Punk the WWE title, Brock Lesnar with the Universal title, and Roman Reigns right now, Paul Heyman was in that corner, and
Mm.
Paul Heyman's going to be on the line too. He's going to feel conflicted like, you all were my guys. See, here's the thing. That's how I said it. This is how they go with the Paul Heyman guys. Brock Lesnar, the original Paul Heyman guy. CM Punk, he's the guy to help elevate as a Paul Heyman guy. Roman Reigns, the best Paul Heyman guy. All three of them in triple threat match. They all helped Paul Heyman at one point in their career. Paul
That
Heyman, he said
that's
what?
take my money. That's take my money TV right there. Roman, Brock Lesnar, and CM Punk in a triple threat match. Oh my God.
For the title and Paul Heyman services. And two, it would be these guys will all have a claim to why they should be champion, and they know having Paul Heyman will help elevate because they did it before. They will all have the type of allegiance. I mean, we know Paul Heyman as Paul E. Dangerously, a manager for many stars way before that. You know, the early days of Mark Calloway, The Undertaker, tag teams. You know, we had the Dangerous Alliance,
Hmm.
short-lived tag team group. Steve Austin, early Steve Austin.
Hmm.
But see, ECW, owner of ECW, then the company went bankrupt. Now we thought when the company went bankrupt, his career was over. He literally, Paul Heyman rejuvenated his own career by getting with Brock Lesnar first, and look what he's done since then. Got with CM Punk, got with Roman. His career's been rejuvenated. He's a brand new person. He's not known as the ECW guy no more. He's known as the Advocate. He's known as the best manager in modern day history, in modern day era. He's the best manager. There's no manager on that level. Well, he's probably pretty much the only manager, true manager, but there is still none like him. And for them three guys to fight against each other, which we never seen before. We never seen Roman, Sam Punk, and Brock. We never seen them guys before. That would be a
That's
dream match. A dream
that's
match.
true. That's true. Great match. They always missed each other.
And I'm still mad to this day. The one match we never saw. Survivor Series in 1999, Stone Cold versus The Rock versus Triple H. Because Stone Cold's neck injury, he was substituted by Big Show. That is the biggest robbery of all time as far as matches. If I can't get that, at least let me get the Roman versus CM Punk versus Brock.
Hey, I know one of the biggest robberies of all time is Undertaker versus Sting and Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair at a WrestleMania robbery.
Yep,
They robbed us,
that's
yo.
a robbery too. Yep, in a WWE ring, not WCW, and most certainly not TNA, a WWE ring, and at WrestleMania, and a prime Ric Flair and a prime Hogan.
Hogan.
But it didn't happen. It did not happen. And
No,
we didn't, like you said, we also didn't get the this thing in Undertaker feud, which many fans wanted for many years. Never happened. Never happened. We were
right.
robbed that night. We were robbed that time.
Hmm.
And I think Roman, Cody, and Brock. I think that will work, and it will be a great match. I think that'll be a great match. I mean, Spear versus GTS versus the F5. You know, you
Yep.
got the Kimura lock. Think about it, Kimura lock versus the Anaconda Vice versus the guillotine hold. They all got submission moves and they all got great finishers.
Right. Heyman guy, advocate, wise man.
Yes. And then what's be crazy for a finish, Paul Heyman just could walk out the arena and say, I ain't dealing with none of you guys. I'm out. I'm not dealing with none of you. I'll
Yeah,
find me
right.
a new guy. I can find me a new guy.
Solo.
Yep, Solo or LA Knight or
Ooh.
or Braun Breaker from NXT. He did talk to him that night, Tuesday Night War. Braun Breaker's my new. This is my new. I made you guys. I can make Braun Breaker. He could be my new Paul Heyman guy. That would be a twist. Neither one of Paul Heyman just walks out saying,
Yeah,
"I'm not helping either one of you 3."
right. That is fire right there, man.
Mm-hmm. And what's crazy is CM Punk would still beat those two guys. You know how much that would help CM Punk if he helped beat only Roman and Brock at the same time in a triple threat. Yep. He could GTS both of them on top of each other.
Hmm.
So that would be a fantastic feud. This I see CM Punk more believable to be the undisputed WWE World Heavyweight, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion compared to the World Heavyweight title. This is the belt I would like to see on Punk. This is the belt I would like to see, and I think that will work. But
Right.
that's my opinion. I don't know if you feel he should be more fitting to get that belt. It actually looks better on him.
I think he need that one, man. I think he need that one. That's the only one he ain't win.
Yep,
That's
the
the only one
Universal.
he ain't win.
Yep, the Universal. Yep, that would be the only one. And then we want Punk to win the Royal Rumble. He's never won that. And I think when he does win the Royal Rumble and he does main event WrestleMania and he becomes the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, I think that's it for CM Punk. He just be part time, have great feuds, and then he can just ride off to the sunset and get his Hall of Fame induction. Call it
Uh-huh.
career. The right way this time though. Yep. That's the feuds we see. Anything else you want to add to this particular feud, Good Red?
Nah, man, we pretty much touched on everything we needed to touch on. This is definitely it's definitely gonna come down to Heyman. Uh, you blew all of our mind with that triple threat match. But
No, no doubt.
yeah, that pretty much sums it up. This feud,
And then this will really show that he really is the undisputed best in the world. That would definitely solidify his title.
right? See, and I'm glad we said it because we didn't even have Brock Lesnar on this list right here. But see, we got a chance to work Brock Lesnar into the conversation.
He would
CM
be a
Punk,
part of the triple threat. Well, it wouldn't be a one on one because CM Punk already faced Brock Lesnar one on one SummerSlam. Great match, by the way, 2013. He would be figured to a triple threat.
uh,
So that's how I would see that. And that's great for you. You guys out there in the live chat in the comment section, let us know what you think of this potential fight, the potential matches, and who do you see winning these feuds? Does Punk come out on top, or does he take an L in some of these feuds? Does he win at WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, get the World Heavyweight Championship, or the undisputed WWE Championship? That is the question to be seen. But that's how I would see it. And that's all we have regarding CM Punk return. Who should he fight? Future feuds. We mentioned 6 men here. We gave each case scenario in the best way possible. And I think it's very strategically, like I said we would. And it'll be something to think about down the line or maybe sooner than later. And I think Mr. Goodrich coming out. I thank you all for coming out, checking us out. We do reactions. We do potential scenarios, and also do wrestling week news, cover today's wrestling news for the week, and other sorts predictions to PLEs and pay-per-views and reviews. Of course, Raw and SmackDown's covered on this channel. Soon, two videos will pop up: Royal Rumble 2024 entry match card predictions. The second video will be WWE SmackDown rating, WWE Raw 12/11 preview. Until then, it is OUT.